All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 4, Episode 19.
He's a thief, a criminal, a gentle criminal.
A gentle criminal!
I want gentle criminal! Him combined with, yes, his wonderful sidekick,
Brava.
Their whole introduction was absolutely spectacular.
Beautiful.
But taking that and combining it with the culture festival. Oh my God!
I want it. I want it injected into my veins.
Yeah. Like, oh boy, get the rubber hose. Like, oh man, and the fact that then we're tying Eri needing to save her heart into all of this is just
yes.
This is so good. I love it. Get out of here, quirk training arcs and everything. Like, this is premium quality content. This is true.
Finally, some good food.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, though, we have to temper our expectations because it's probably only going to last a couple episodes.
I mean,
like, that's probably all it's going to last.
But what if it lasted like the whole rest of the season minus like a couple episodes? No, I know. But like
the last two episodes.
The last two episodes are going to be serious.
Something else.
Yeah.
Which means they have to have one transition episode.
But that means we could have 19, 20, 21, 22. We could potentially have 4 more episodes of this.
I don't know.
Potentially. They could do another mini arc, but the point is we'll see right now, and it is amazing.
Yeah. I'm guessing that we're going to have 2 episodes more. Culture Festival will be done before that second episode is over.
Yeah.
And then it probably will be because of interference. And then if anything, if it's because of interference, the Culture Festival will come back on in a different way, shape, or manner, or will be finished in some way in the episode after that, once the gentle criminal issue has been, at the very least, kind of somewhat resolved.
Well, God knows I'm excited for this arc.
Yes. God only knows.
Yeah.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction part of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. Oh my God!
Wow!
I love this! This is exactly why we wanted school culture festivals! We got Jiro singing a melodious thing! And you know what? I guarantee you there's no way they could have translated this kind of effect perfectly through a manga format. If anything, they probably had to only have the people just going, just like thinking about what they would, their voices were, or what have you.
Yeah. You'd have like different effects.
Your imagination, basically.
Well, there'd be imagination, and there are manga effects that can be done.
Use.
Yeah, for like the roses in the background for the girl that's in love or something like that, right? And doing something equivalent for the music,
right?
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
You cannot replace it. But wow,
that was just so perfect.
And Bakugo even talking about the whole thing of like, everyone's kind of pissed at us, which is stupid because it's not our fault, right?
Right.
But okay, if they're pissed at us, let's not do it for them. Let's do it for ourselves.
And let's freaking kill it.
Let's kill it.
Like that works so well for his character because there's 3 things going on with Bakugo here that I think very much need to be represented here. One is he actually cares about this.
Yeah.
And this is big because when we first met him, he seemed to be, or maybe he was actually, just concerned about beating everyone else and being the strongest hero.
Yep.
Cool. Not as interesting, by the way. Now we see where his character has grown a lot. 2, he is holding a lot of the, let's just call it what it is, trauma of the fact that he was kidnapped and forced to deal with all these villains and all this stuff.
And that again was the event that resulted in All Might losing, not being the #1 hero anymore, right? You know, like that is, and of course he's Bakugo, so he's going to be like, right?
And then the third aspect of this is that his communication style still leads to him rubbing people the wrong way, whereas he's actually trying to communicate something deep from his heart, so he has to deal with his own internal frustration of not being able to communicate the thing that he's passionate about because he makes everyone
and while Bakugo,
antagonistic towards him.
And while Bakugo is definitely changing, it's not about him changing and becoming a different person. It's about him learning to understand the way he is and accept that part of himself so that way he can interact better with the people around him, right?
Exactly.
And which he displayed here wonderfully,
Brilliant stuff.
Even though he's still very brash and explosive and all that stuff. Right.
He has leaned more actually into the tsundere parts of himself.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Bakugo.
Yes.
Bakugo
is now very much a thing.
Yep.
I mean, it was a thing for a while
before
now.
even, but
way back in season 3.
Full swing.
Full swing now, and it's wonderful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not like I wanted you to rescue me or anything, but Baka, you know.
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
No, really.
No, really. Yeah. I'm just saying that's been a thing for a while. Other huge thing that happened here, not only did they come up with their plan for how they're going to do the culture festival thing here, which is really good, and we'll talk about the hilarity of that and also the just wondrous, joyous nature of it all. But we found out a little bit more of why Gentle does what he does.
Yes.
He does these things because he wants to punish those that behave in an ungentlemanly way.
Right. In hero society, you know, that doesn't look right. Yeah.
Right. And let's talk about this, because one of the things that we brought up in the previous video was the things that he was doing actually crimes? Yeah, they technically are.
Yes. Yeah. It was not staged.
No, it was very much a crime. Mm-hmm. But the reason for it has that Robin Hood blend of things.
He's a vigilante. You know.
Yes, he's totally a vigilante, but he is also a criminal.
Right.
This is one of the things that is good to bring up, though, is that he compares himself, though. And this is maybe where his ego is his biggest flaw, if you will. Is that he compares himself to the great heroes of old that he's like, that did have some vigilantes in the mix there. I like that he included that, basically being like, yeah, I might not be a strict hero by definition of a hero.
Right. But that's a great point. When Hero Society got started, it wouldn't have been an instant transition. Yeah, the Hero Society and making it official would have been like the equivalent of privateers in pirate days, where you have to give a legitimate outlet to the things that are happening, so that way you can get the people to be doing it in the way that you want it, because they would be doing it regardless.
It's another example, essentially, of laws adjusting to technological advancements rather than hindering technological advancements to adhere to old laws. So one of the coolest ways that they're showcasing this here is that quirks naturally accelerated the requirements for certain laws regarding humanity. And this is something that Gentle, at the very least, has a unique take on. He is a pseudo Robin Hood figure. However, there is all this ego and persona involved.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
I actually like this because it has to be masking something a little bit more. There's a reason why he puts on all this makeup and all this pomp. There's a reason why he started this and has been doing it for 6 years diligently. Now,
and also, there's the 6 years diligently, I just absolutely love. And there's a part of it where it's like, yes, because we're also YouTubers, so, you know.
But we understand the pain that could lead to
6 years of consistent upload schedule, and each one trying to be fresh and new. Do you know how hard that is?
And then we don't even do like that tough of content as far as things go.
We're more bulk quantity kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Not as much on the quality side of things. So that kind of stuff there, I gotta give like respect to the guy for at least trying.
Well, and also
that in those 6 years he hasn't been arrested necessarily.
That's very true. Well, he
might have been.
Well, maybe,
but it might have been like infractions where he gets fined or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
But one of the other things a few things I want to point out. Sure. One, if I recall correctly, in the previous episode when they showed him doing the crime, he did not actually keep the money. He stole the money and then left it in a briefcase, and he did a nice shot of it for posterity's sake, right? But he left it there, right?
Yeah.
And then he just left. Now, he did fight the police that came to stop him.
The pro heroes.
The pro heroes. Yeah. But also the idea that whenever there's a Robin Hood type situation and people sort of take a thing of I am the one that is going to make the decisions, not these other people.
I am the solution.
I am the solution, right? Yeah. You know, that can go into villain mode very easily.
Quickly.
Now, there's a lot of situations where it's a lot of fun to see, you know, with the...
Well, especially if they're charismatic.
Yeah, exactly, if they're charismatic. But there's a part of it where even if they think they're doing... Well, especially if they think they're doing the right thing.
Yes.
How much of it is it power tripping? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because, like, there's a part of me that, like, doesn't really like Robin Hood. Mm-hmm. But especially in situations like this where basically you have the heroes, a lot of the heroes in Hero Society are definitely power tripping. So the fact that in this situation he's putting on such a show of it. He's obviously... He would love to be able to power trip, right?
Sure.
Rather than... But the thing is, he can't even because he's working hard, but he's only getting so many views on his videos, and the other videos have way more comments and things like that.
He's probably been demonetized so many times. Every
Constantly
time he
having channels take down and re-uploading. Oh yeah, totally. Whereas in the case of when you have the vigilante, where they're sort of the, marketed or portrayed as the hero of the people, that's not something that's usually addressed. Or if it is addressed, it's usually a lot bigger of a problem. Yes. Whereas it's not as much of a problem here because, no, he's just kind of a nobody that does his thing and is, I guess, trying to make a living and make a name for himself in whatever way he is. Right. But because he's upfront about that, I can't really get disappointed in that.
Yes.
Yes.
Whereas he's almost a little self-aware.
Right. It's not duplicitous.
We don't know his true motivations necessarily.
Right. And there's probably some impetus that started this all.
Right. And I would say, if anything, that's something that we'll probably get eventually. But with regards to his initial broadcasted way of doing things, or at the very least what he told us, the audience, which we kind of have to take a little bit at face value because I don't think anyone else was there other than Brava, and I don't see any reason why he would lie to her because he doesn't seem the one that's seeking fans necessarily. He is seeking fame, but he does not seek... It doesn't seem like he seeks like popularity for the sake of being worshipped or what have you. It seems like he wants it to be kind of a legacy thing where he'll be written down in the annals of history.
Right.
Which I get that. Okay, cool. Also, where was I going with this? I think I'm going to switch subjects here because I don't actually know where I was going with that. But his quirk, we got a little bit of a taste of potentially here.
Except him and La Brava both seem to be doing the same.
He could have just used that on both of them.
No, right, but that is something that tells us a bit about what it is. If it was just him doing the jump, right, that's one thing, right? But the fact that he was able to make it so that La Brava could come with him, also do the jump, that is a bit different.
So rather than it being something that enhances him necessarily,
like his body, it seems to be something where he manipulates the environment, which totally makes sense given that he's such a drama queen, right? He's got to set up his stage and the lights, he
loves standing at top of buildings and looking down off to the side and getting
dramatically
cool
pouring
shots.
His tea, which of course gets blown by the wind and things like that.
Well, he always burns himself, basically.
Right, exactly.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Is that the little microcosm of his character where he is the one that has to do things in a dramatic way?
Self-aggrandizing and all that stuff.
Right. But because he makes things intentionally difficult for him by doing things in these overly dramatic ways, he ends up actually causing himself more pain.
Yep.
But he won't learn from that because it is necessary. It is absolutely necessary that he does it this way.
Even on the roof of a building with high altitude winds, right? Like he still does it. And I feel like this is one of the reasons why the hero's trying to be like, get that asshole off of there, right? Like, that's totally the wrong way of doing it because you can just see by the... and granted, they don't see him pouring the tea and it burning himself and things like that, right? Because they'd cut that out in post, right?
Right.
But it's just one of those examples of how, no, you don't need to worry about this guy. Like, you really don't.
Right.
Like,
this is the kind of character, though, that would get maybe a bit, I would say, censored by the algorithm of YapTube, essentially.
Sure, yeah.
But the FBI wouldn't come knocking at his door.
Yeah, because it's just the one dude, like... Yeah,
Is he doing anything serious?
He can beat some pro heroes.
Yeah.
Okay, but just keep going after him. He's not doing anything really...
We'll eventually catch him.
The worst thing he's doing is beating the pro heroes when they come to stop him.
Right.
Like, that's the worst thing. And it's not like he's killing them or anything, which is actually rather impressive if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like that
he's disposing them in a way that is not violent.
Right. Or at the very least doesn't seem to have permanent negative consequences.
Right.
So
I guess what I would love to see is if he does this by disrupting the culture festival, which I absolutely want him to go there.
Yes.
What I want to have happen is to have a moment where any of the students, it's probably going to be Deku though, just main character and all, any of the students end up encountering him and they talk. And they literally just talk to each other. Because there'll be a moment where part of Gentle's message will reach the kids And even if Bakugo basically just comes through and just like, and then just, explodes the guy, basically. And they have to, you have to chase after him or something.
Sure.
Whatever. I think what would be rather cool is to have a moment where even if the ego and persona are on full display because this ends up being a recorded conversation, which, by the way, I want also to potentially be a plot point.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The idea that his message finds an audience where it resides and it leaves the legacy without him necessarily being written down in the annals of history.
Yeah.
I think actually could be really impactful, not just for Gentle as a character, but also for the characters that he speaks with. Because my guess is that given that he's an adult, he's got a few years under his belt. It's actually kind of difficult to tell how old he really is, given that
he's trying to be one of those old people YouTubers, He's
right.
There's a market for me,
right. But I can't tell actually if he's closer to 50, if he's closer to 40, or he's closer to 30, because it's probably all like wig makeup or what have you.
Oh yeah, sure. Definitely.
Point being, he's a ham, absolutely.
Yes.
But I would love to see that moment where he drops the act.
Yeah.
Because any type of character that has the act, like I'm thinking like V from V for Vendetta, for instance. There's a couple other characters that come to mind, but tricky to remember their names. That kind of dynamic leads to really good conversations.
Well, and usually whenever I've seen people like in real life that have a knack or an inkling for the dramatic, there's a reason behind it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And because the dramatic is very much like a let's explore the emotions of ourselves and of the people around me and all that stuff and things like that, rather than like a lot of other interests that say might be more technical,
Sure.
So that generally in my mind can come from a very compelling place because it is usually an emotional one.
Yeah.
So then
Definitely.
What is it, right? And the fact that he feels like he's on this mission, where did that come from?
Yes.
So
and we'll just have to wait and see to find out.
Yeah, but and last thing, that freaking talking about the brand of tea, like they didn't do the there's an affiliate link down below, go check it if you want like 10% off.
Why would he be sponsored?
Right, because why would he be sponsored?
No.
But then also, I mean, he's not a sellout. He just says what he likes, and that's what he likes. And that's what it is. He doesn't take money from other people. He doesn't even take money from the people he steals from. Like how he is able to do this for 6 years. Who knows, right? But
like, watch. He's some disenfranchised, like super rich guy or what have you.
Or he's retired, and this is how he just has fun.
And or he's just literally like a poor office worker, and he literally just
this is his hobby.
He hackneys like everything together, and
man.
this is just all he can do.
Yep. And none of my coworkers know that on the weekend.
Right. But it's also like probably a really big deal that he actually was able to maybe afford that video camera. Maybe.
Sure.
And they're like, we finally got a good video camera. And they're like,
I used my Christmas bonus, Yeah. Wow.
That would be wonderful.
I love him so much.
I love him so much. All right. So we now have the Culture Festival. We have a plan.
Yeah.
We have our music team. We have our behind the scenes team, which I'm really glad they talked about production there, because those people are severely underrated when it comes to music and just general like
making the machine
happen. Yeah, there's so many people that are behind the scenes that don't get the praise they're due. So we've got them working that there. Effects are part of their also gig as well. We also have just a literal dance team, which is where actually most of the main characters are going, because they're all physical people.
Right, exactly.
And so all the
Deku can do his full cowling moonwalk or whatever,
Right. And who knows what that's going to be.
Yeah.
But if they gave us Jiro legitimately just singing in English,
and okay, I had to actually do a double take for a second to remind myself, wait a minute, this isn't the English dub,
right?
This is actually because usually when in the Japanese, when they do an English song or whatever, right, you can usually tell, right? And there were like a couple points where I was like, oh yeah, no, I can kind of see there, right? That this is not their native language, right? But hot damn, that was good.
So good.
I want to find that song. I hope there's a full version.
Jacob, that's the point.
I know, right?
We could get not of that song necessarily, but we could get basically a portion of the episode
I know.
where it's just
Well, and
it's just the concert.
So that's the thing. So okay, my God knows thing from in the beginning of the video. It's because I'm a big fan of a show called The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and there's a wonderful episode in that show.
One of the best episodes
in the show.
Absolutely.
Where they have a cultural festival, and some of the characters decide that because why not? It makes sense within the course of the show that they're going to perform in a band. Right? And they do 2 full songs in the episode, 2 full songs, and it's amazing. And one of them, which is called God Knows, the most popular one, has like 100 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually ridiculous. So if we get something like that in MHA, like, yes.
Even if it's kind of a combination of a comedy bit and kind of a dance combination with all the effects and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
As long as there's like a 30-second bit where it's just the music and just everything firing on all cylinders.
Oh, but I think they can do the full meal deal.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm going to temper my expectations.
Okay.
I'm going to expect only 20 seconds. I don't think they're going to go full hard.
They don't have to go like full 3 minutes, but they could just do like 90 seconds, you know, where it's like the basic.
Dang, if they did that.
No, okay, so
I lose my mind.
Well,
man.
one of the reasons why I think they might do that, because this I thought was really cool from a comedy perspective, but also just from the technical aspect, is that Jiro, because she's such a music nerd, she talks about all the things of like, okay, so what would probably be the best is like, you know, doing all this stuff, and she starts doing the music lingo, and everyone else is just like, what? You know, but it's those kinds of things where when someone is passionate about something, they've thought about this, right? Even if they don't talk about it. So when they start talking about it, you're like, oh, that's the kind of stuff that's going on in your head all the time? Okay. The fact that they went into that much detail, I would not be surprised if they put in a similar amount of detail into the actual performance, because that's the essentially the time when Jiro can have her spotlight episode, right? Because we've had things like that for Momo and Suyu and, you know, and a bunch of other characters. This is Jiro's equivalent. So why hold back?
Yeah, they've been giving us little, I would say, tastes of her character along the lines of things, and this would be a really cool execution moment on a lot of the things that they've built up for her. Bakugo on the drums. Fun little added bit there. The Mineta joke about his character design limiting his ability to play the guitar.
Oh my god.
Now, we love to give crap to Mineta.
Oh, definitely.
But, oh my god, that was actually one of the most hilariously fourth wall breaking ways for me to actually build empathy. For the little,
It's like in Calvin and Hobbes when Hobbes is like, why don't you ever, like, why are you always wearing like long pants? It's in summer, you know? And then Calvin's like, short pants touch my feet, okay? You know, it's like, yes, thank you. Like, and this is the equivalent, and I love it, even though it's for someone like Mineta. And then, oh my god, and then being like, oh, well, if you want, I can strum for you, and then you can play the notes. It's like, don't patronize me.
I hope you all, like, break a nail. And then, hey,
I can add a harem part into the dance sequence. Yes, I am.
And he's like, I cannot wait for this school festival to arrive there. It was a very clever way to acknowledge, yes, this is his character. This is his shtick. But
the other characters understand that.
The other characters understand that. So we're going to have a moment where we'll play into that because it doesn't really matter to us. And we're just trying to make him feel better so that the whole group feels like we're unified in this.
And also, let's be real. Mineta's quirk could actually be really helpful for doing a choreographed dance sequence. If he sets up a bunch of his little purple balls everywhere and like is bouncing off of them, like I don't think he would be capable of doing flips and things like that, but essentially they could have a bunch of like springboard trampoline type things for Mineta only.
They could also have a very safe way to keep characters connected to each other and do like crazy moves. So let's say they want to just swing basically someone up in the air like a lasso or something like that.
I mean, they could use Suyu for that probably, but yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
His balls do definitely last a while, so... You know,
viscosity, you know, strength, and what have you.
It's hard to get them off.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is basically the setup for what's coming next. Eri is at UA, and she looks adorable.
She looks adorable
and cute.
Oh my god, this whole arc, I get the feeling like it's going to be one of my absolute favorite arcs in MHA for completely different,
than most previous arcs.
Arcs, but for completely different reasons. Like it's almost like I can't judge it by the same standards. So like it's my favorite arc compared to itself, right? And you know, and then like
if they end up doing more kind of slice of life stuff in MHA in the future.
It will be hard to beat this one.
Well,
it will be very hard.
That will be where the comparison is made, if any.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe another little thing that was kind of fun was just seeing how everyone, because they're all primarily little caricatures here and there when it gets down to the Tokoyamis and characters that have like specific little shticks they have there. I love seeing them even get their roles and what have you, because there have been a lot of episodes of MHA thus far, and a lot of the side characters with regards to the class of 1A have gotten little bits of characterization. Yeah. So getting to see little things that add to that consistency, because a slice of life arc just gives so much potential for that. Even something as small as, yes, obviously Tokoyami plays heartrending, beautiful metal guitar. Like, it just
because why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't
Revelry
he?
in the Dark. Like, but at the same time, I quit on the F chord. Like,
but I quit on the F chord. Like,
we both took guitar lessons as like kids.
And F the F chord. Yeah. Like, literally, like, it was so stupid. I always wanted to capo it and basically, like, drop it down.
Oh, man.
A note there and play an easier chord on a lower fret. But no, you have to learn how to do it. And splitting the index finger amongst two strings, that's just stupid. Why can't I use 2 fingers up there? No, you have to use 3 other fingers for this one here.
You know, I wonder, though, if Dark Shadow could actually be the one to hold the strings for him. Like,
oh my god.
Wait, hold on. Could Tokoyami play 2 guitars?
I was just
Dark Shadow plays one and he plays the other.
I was just thinking
like,
that.
Think about it.
Could he be the band, basically?
Yeah. Like, that could be one of, like, imagine, like, in, like,
a Dark Shadow solo.
No, exactly.
Just not necessarily soloing just the guitar, but potentially with the mic. Just
a duet. A duet.
Oh my god.
In those, like, in, like, Guitar Hero or things like that, where they go into, like, the super solo, like, sequence or whatever. Something like that, except it's Dark Shadow and Tokoyami back to back, like, just rocking out. That would be amazing. That would be so wonderful.
If anything, I want to see a moment where Tokoyami basically has, his setup and he's doing that, right? But he's all like, and now I reveal my ultimate technique. He casts the guitar after, like, sustaining a really powerful strum, and it still keeps going. Deftly, Dark Shadow picks it up, continues the solo. Tokoyami just poses.
Well, Dark Shadow is, like, in the air above him.
Dark Shadow is in the air above him, just and he's going for it. Tokoyami just continues to JoJo pose.
Just starts, like, sexy eyeing the audience. Just
like, pelvic thrusting, like, pointing up to the crowd or what have you.
Puts on some roller skates and skates around with a bandana on his head, I mean, yeah.
I want so many little surprises like that, where you get to see the characters who don't really have that much to go on in terms of characterization get their little shining star moments. And I am all for it. And Jacob, we get at least another episode of the Culture Festival, because the Culture Festival still hasn't started technically yet.
That's right.
It's a month away.
And I will say, I would be surprised if they had the Cultural Festival take only 1 episode, given the fact that we know that Gentle Criminal is going to crash it, and we need to have that with the resolution and introduction and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And at the same time,
2 more episodes.
Yep.
That was my prediction.
Oh, 2 more episodes, not including this one.
Not including this one.
Oh, gotcha.
Because the idea was that in this next episode, it's going to get interrupted. And then it will resume after it has been interrupted.
Yeah.
In the
right, a
2-parter.
Ba-bang, ba-boom. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
And then the question is the concert going to be in the next episode, or is it going to be in 2 episodes from now?
I don't know, but either way, this is going to be wonderful.
Yes. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. It was so awesome. If you want to see the next episode, you can, because we're watching these week to week with all y'all.
Yep.
But if you want full-length timer reactions, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Any level of support there gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. There's manga people in there as well, so if you want to get involved in that. Yeah, and you also talked with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
That's right. There's no musical number, but there is a very soulful dance sequence that is pretty awesome. In my military squad sci-fi novel Battle Line. So if you want to check that out, it's on Amazon. Link in the description in both hardback and ebook, but only for international orders for the ebook. But yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely rate that part in my top 5 moments in the book.
It's one of my personal favorites too.
Pretty good too.
Yeah.
All right, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.